The time has come for our trivia results. Our guests did the same trivia that you did. Let's find out how they did. Eva, Devin, Kate, were you able to work together like bacteria to sense a quorum? Or,
Yes.
thank you, or are your incorrect answers destined to go viral on the gram positive?
Ah.
We've all been prepped for what that is now, or at least that it's a thing.
But I feel like at worst, like 80%. So like a solid B, like at
So
worst.
what's 80% of 8?
Oh shit! I
that
thought there
real
were
quick.
10. Oh, never mind.
So Eva's not only given us so gave us all 8 of the
I
right
told
answers,
you, I don't
and then
do-
wrong
I don't
answers for
do
2 questions she
numbers.
made up. So-
Listen, I don't do numbers. That's why I did biology, not
why we became
biochemistry.
biologists,
Okay.
All right, well, let's find out if a knowledge of biology will help out on this microbe-inspired quiz. Let's find out if a former virologist, I guess you never stop being a virologist,
No.
A current
virologist.
and a neuroscientist.
Walk into a bar.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Question 1.
Thanks,
Some
Jack.
soil bacteria release geosmin, a molecule that humans associate with the smell of what?
Devin, I think you had an either or for us that I.
So, yeah, in keeping with my story, I said it was either petrichor or semen.
The
I'm
classic
going to have to
either
press you
or.
for a specific answer. Those are pretty different.
We said
But we
said
decided on petrichor.
yeah, petrichor,
Okay.
which is the
Decided on
smell
rain.
of rain, which is the smell of like wet dirt and pavement right before it rains, which is the word is petrichor, but it's because of the bacteria that emit this molecule, and we thought that was the molecule.
The answer is semen. No, I'm just kidding. The answer is, yeah, somebody put semen, was very excited. Unfortunately, that is incorrect. but
Devin, we found
we'll
your
see you at the
people.
after party. So the scent of rain doesn't just come from the sky, it comes from the ground. The scent of rain, as we've discussed, is known as petrichor, which is named for the ancient Greek words petra, meaning rock, and ichor, which is the word for the blood of the gods, which seems dramatic. One of the main components of petrichor is the molecule geosmin, which is released by certain bacteria in the soil called actinomycetes. In dry conditions, geosmin accumulates in air pockets that are within the soil, and basically when it rains, the impact of those drops hitting the ground disturbs those like bubbles of air within the soil. They are like released, aerosolized, and geosmin is like released into the air, and this creates this characteristic like fresh, earthy smell that people associate with the scent of rain, especially after a long dry period. And interestingly, humans are extremely sensitive to geosmin, able to detect it at concentrations as low as 5 parts per trillion.
Wow.
Which is a very little amount.
Cue the ooh.
Yeah, right. And it's possible that our evolutionary ancestors may have evolved it to locate sources of water in drought conditions, basically. And other species use geosmin to navigate or to find food as well. For example, eels are thought to find their way from the ocean to rivers and estuaries because there's a higher concentration of geosmin in fresh water. So here's an example of an eel. Eel, Exhibit A. And apparently also raccoons may use the scent of geosmin unearthed by turtles digging nests to, well, basically scramble some eggs, you know? Question 2. True or false, the parasitic microbe Toxoplasma gondii protects the mice they inhabit by making them more afraid of cats?
I see your trick question and I didn't fall for it. It's false. It's the opposite. It makes them really cuddle up to cats.
That is
So that they
absolutely
get
correct.
eaten.
This parasite can rewire a mouse's brain to make it love the smell of cats just so that it gets eaten. Toxoplasma gondii is a parasitic protozoan that can infect many warm-blooded animals, but it can only reproduce in the intestines of cats. So to complete its life cycle, it sometimes uses an unusual strategy involving mice. When a mouse is infected with Toxoplasma gondii, I'm going to keep saying it's such a long name, the parasite travels to the brain and alters the mouse's behavior by suppressing its natural fear of the scent of cats, and especially like cat urine. In fact, infected mice may even become attracted to the scent of cat urine. This parasitic quasi-mind control basically makes the mouse more likely to approach areas where there are a lot of cats present, and it increases the chances that it will get eaten. So once the parasite has made it inside the cat as like a rodent garnish, it can reproduce and then continue its life cycle. But other animals also may be affected by this infection. A long-term study of wolves found that Toxoplasma infection may influence behavior in wolves as well, making infected wolves bolder, more likely to take risks, and more likely to become pack leaders or to form new packs. And in some cases, an infected male became the sole breeder, showing that the parasite can significantly impact like wolf social structure. And that's especially important because I believe this is true, and I've neglected to write this down, but it can be transmitted sexually. So that was like a way that if you have like a single breeding male as infected, it can make sure that all of its like partners and offspring, et cetera, are going to have it as well. But lest you feel any superiority to these easily influenced lower life forms, remember that around 1/3 of the world's population, or about 2 billion people, are estimated to be infected with Toxoplasma gondii. So we should consider whether we too are being mind controlled by these microbes. Wait, no, okay, I'm hearing somebody in my mind saying it's totally fine, so never mind.
Brain slug.
Question 3. When astronomers struggled to map dark matter filaments in the cosmic web, they turned to what brainless maze-solving microbe for help?
I think this was Devin.
That's a slime mold.
Yeah. They also did the Tokyo subway
that is true.
train system.
So that is
cool.
absolutely true. Let's see what we might talk about that. So scientists used slime mold to map the universe, and it worked pretty well. In a fascinating blend of biology and cosmology, scientists have used slime mold, which is a deceptively simple microorganism, to help map the vast, invisible structure of dark matter in the universe. Slime molds, particularly one called Physarum polycephalum. Oh, this is the paper here. Physarum polycephalum is known for its remarkable ability to form efficient networks when foraging for food. And researchers realized that this natural behavior could mimic the way that galaxies are distributed across this sort of superstructure of the way galaxies are distributed throughout the universe. Because essentially it's believed to be shaped by the gravitational influence of dark matter, and that there's something about the sort of computational processes that are going on in the food, foraging behavior of this slime mold that might be operating under similar pressures. So to explore this connection, scientists simulated the growth patterns of slime mold in computer models and compared them to actual large-scale structure of the universe as observed in our galaxy surveys. And by placing quote-unquote food, which was supposed to represent galaxies, into the simulation, the slime mold algorithm connected these points in a way that closely resembled the filamentary structure of the cosmic web as they knew it at the time, these long, thin threads of dark matter connecting clusters of galaxies. And this biology-inspired approach provided a really interesting new method for predicting the locations of the unseen dark matter, and revealed potential intergalactic filaments that were previously undetected. So essentially what it's doing is they're coming up with a model based on the slime mold that tells them where to look for these things that are really hard to detect directly, or sort of if you're not looking for it specifically. And the slime mold demonstrated how life on Earth can inform our understanding of the cosmos, and should perhaps humble us humans with our supposedly big brains, who had to admit that they needed help from a more intelligent organism, said the slime mold. Question 4. Which one of the following is a real name for Valonia ventricosa, one of the largest single-celled organisms? Is it A, sailor's eyeball? Is it B, superior olive? C, the inferior olive? D, Meissner's corpuscle? Or E, Rolando's gelatinous substance?
Oh, we hope so bad it was sailor's eyeball, because that's just the grossest one. Although I see what
That's
you've
the
done.
grossest one?
I see what you've done with inferior olive, and it's hilarious. What, you think the gelatinous substance is gross?
I think it sounds pretty gross. You don't know who Rolando is or what.
I feel like Rolando's here for a good time.
All right, what did y'all put?
I think we put
said
sailor's
sailor's
eyeball.
eyeball.
That is correct.
Yeah. Woo.
We're
This-
going for more than 80%,
This
baby.
big weird bubble
That's how it works.
is one of the largest single-celled organisms on Earth. Valonia ventricosa, also known as the sailor's eyeball, or alternatively the bubble algae, can get to about 1.5 inches in diameter, but despite its size, it is just one cell. It is just one giant cell. Its glossy spherical appearance and striking color make it easily recognizable, but this organism attaches basically to rocks and coral using root-like structures called rhizoids, and it's a big problem in terms of it just spreading everywhere. It's apparently I read on Reddit that it was a big problem in aquaria and stuff. So it's really tough to get rid of. So they have to bring in crabs that like to eat it, and it's one of those things where they just have to keep bringing in a new organism to eat the last one, and it's pretty cool. The other ones of these are all different parts of the nervous system. Because Devin and I are neuroscientists, and we talked before, we always try to sneak in neuroscience wherever we can.
Of
the
course
superior
you do.
olive and the inferior olive are both parts of the brain. One of them is on top of the other one. It's not saying the inferior olive is worse. Meissner's corpuscle is something that's throughout your skin. It helps you detect vibration. And Rolando's gelatinous substance was named by an anatomist whose last name was Ronaldo, who thought a particular part of your spinal cord was really goopy. Question 5. The ARC gene is essential for learning and memory in humans, but it is unlike any other human gene. Where did it come from?
Evan?
Well, it says learning and memory, so I don't know if that was you. But
Did neuroscience sneak into this again somehow?
apparently.
Oh my
So the first thing that I thought of was maybe it was a transposable element from a retrovirus, but that happens to a lot of our genes. So I didn't know if you were going that niche, like how far back. But that's what we put, that it was like a transposable element, like retrovirus situation, which is when some viruses, usually DNA viruses, incorporate their genomes into part of your genome. And a lot of our, maybe not a lot, but at least a portion of our DNA originated from that.
Is that what you guys were thinking? There's a mix of answers in there. That is absolutely correct. So your brain's ability to learn may depend on a virus that hijacked your DNA millions of years ago. Specifically, maybe like 350 to 400 million years ago, one of our evolutionary ancestors was infected with a virus, and its sort of genetic fossil that's left over in our DNA became essentially raw materials for our, to be mutated just sort of randomly and eventually to be repurposed into something that can help our nervous system do something really important, which it evidently does. And these ARC genes, as they're known, are essential for learning and memory in the brain, and they are derived from ancient viral sequences that are embedded in the human genome. The ARC protein regulates something called synaptic plasticity, which is the ability of two different brain cells that are like firing or not firing at different times, basically to establish that there's some sort of connection between them. Like if one fires, then the other one's going to fire, and that is essentially the like zoomed in route of how we learn things. And that sort of ability is fundamental for cognition, right? And what makes ARC so extraordinary is that it behaves much like a viral protein, and researchers discovered that ARC has a similar structure to the capsid proteins of retroviruses.
Did I not say retrovirus?
You sure did. Way to go, Eva. I think round of applause for Eva. It has a similar structure to the capsid proteins of retroviruses, which are used to package and transfer genetic material between cells. And in a really interesting parallel, ARC forms these like virus-like shells that encapsulate something called messenger RNA. It's this genetic material that maybe can be turned into protein across from in one neuron and then sent to another and told basically you need to make more of this because we want to like establish this connection between the brain, and that's how you remember math.
The infamous mRNA that carries the 5G in our arms when we got the vaccine. Right?
Question 6, true or false? The amoeba Vampyrella got its name for sucking the life out of algae like a tiny little vampire. I maybe put a little spin on that. I don't know.
I hate true or false. There's too many options for...
There's two.
Two. She said too many options.
Too many options.
Did she
Tell us,
stutter?
is it true or
No.
false?
Did she stutter?
I was just emphasizing. What is the answer?
We thought false because we thought you were maybe being very tricky about the like algae or something. That it does that to something else maybe.
It was true.
Oh damn it! Well, that's how we get 80%.
This microscopic vampire literally sucks the life out of algae one cell at a time. Vampyrella is a predatory amoeba named for its vampiric feeding behavior on green algae. It's real gross, yeah. Using a unique method of attack, Vampyrella approaches an algal cell, attaches to it, and then creates a small perforation in the cell wall, as you can see. Through this aperture, it extends its pseudopodia and begins to suck out the contents of the algal cell like a tiny little vampire, leaving behind an empty, transparent shell called a ghost cell, which for the algae really sucks.
Man, it just
Vampyrella,
keeps
go.
going. I thought like, oh, 1 and it's done. It's so small. It's already done 3. Look at it go.
Yeah, one cool thing about it is it like eats the sort of insides. It takes all the good stuff and then it pumps out all the water. So it actually you can see that it's not getting so much bigger, certainly as like compared to the volumes that it's taking in.
So it's like me like not eating the crusts on my sandwiches.
That
basically.
is exactly what it's like. It's actually a lot more like if you ate the crusts on your sandwich, but then you fished them out and pulled them out, so you wouldn't. Yeah, let's move on.
Yeah. I also like that it circus wheels away.
Yeah,
Like it's got a
it's
like whoop.
it sucks out all your life force and then it does a cartwheel off into the distance. Yeah. Question 7: which one of the following discovered Thermus aquaticus, meaning hot water, the bacterium behind the important DNA amplifying enzyme TAC? Was it A, Hudson Freeze, B, Anton Chekhov, C, Rosalind Franklin, D, Newt Gingrich, E, all of the above?
Yeah, Devin noticed that and was mad at you.
Anyone
Go
get
on,
Googled?
Devin.
Be honest. Damn it. It's possibly because it's like the 10th time I've done that. All right, I'll get a new thing. Shut up.
So this is the question that gave us the most hesitance. We
Okay.
were feeling pretty good overall, like until this one, and we were like, I don't know. Because
Yeah.
my thing is like, classic like Eva goes to trivia situation, is that I know other facts about this discovery. Like,
Let's
oh yeah,
save
tap
those
polymerase.
for the after
was
party.
discovered-
What do you think the answer?
Yellowstone. We said Hudson Freeze.
Okay, that is correct.
Yeah.
It
It seemed like such a
Thermus
fake name.
aquaticus means hot water, and the guy who's discovered it, one of the guys who discovered it, his name means cold water.
That's
and I find that
nice.
very funny. Anton Chekhov is a playwright. Rosalind Franklin didn't discover that thing. We discovered some other important stuff, DNA, the structure thereof. Newt Gingrich is a microbe, but we don't talk about him. And all of the above.
Noah, I don't know if you heard me when we were filling this out, but
No.
I literally yelled, "Fuck you, Noah," when I got to E, because fuck you.
Yeah, I think you've lived through a few of
I
these.
have lived through all of the above before.
Yeah.
I didn't like
So this bacteria from a Yellowstone hot spring led to one of the biggest breakthroughs in DNA science. Thermus aquaticus was discovered in the 1960s in the hot springs of Yellowstone National Park by microbiologist Thomas Brock and his undergraduate assistant Hudson Freeze. This bacteria thrives near boiling temperatures, making it a useful model organism for scientists who are studying life in extreme environments. And it was also really important because there was this thing that eventually won the Nobel Prize called polymerase chain reaction, or PCR, where it involves like cycling between like a lower temperature and like nearly boiling. And the problem was they would put in this DNA making enzyme and it would get destroyed every single time by the high temperature. So some scientists thought, hey, let's go to a place where it's really hot and stuff lives there because they've got to be making DNA or they'd be dead. Right? So they went there, they found this microbe that lives in really, really hot environments. They isolated out this protein, and then they used that later, that particular enzyme in this process called PCR, and it is one of the most impactful molecular biology techniques ever created. It won the Nobel Prize, like I said, and there was someone who said that the biology can be divided into before PCR and after PCR, and that is very much because of somebody got to go to Yosemite on university dime. This is a
Thermo
young
Fisher
Hudson
thing.
Freeze.
Oh, damn. Okay.
Hudson Freeze, enough to warm up any body of water or
Any
otherwise.
body.
Yeah. All right, so question 8. In what country's soil would you find I mispronounced that part. That's not good. In what country's soil would you find the bacterium MICROBES,
How many times did you have to
How
practice
many
that?
times,
Woo!
Noah?
All right, yeah, tell us for that.
So this is the question. In what country's soil would you find the bacterium?
I'm friends with Noah on Duolingo, so I don't think I can answer. I don't think I can answer anymore.
So what's the answer?
But also just another round of applause while we answer for time, but round of applause for Noah for that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay.
What's the answer?
We said it was whales.
Yeah,
the
we thought
answer
it was whales.
is whales.
Yes.
That is absolutely correct. This bacterium was discovered in soil from a town on the Isle of Anglesey in northwest Wales known as and it holds the title of the longest place name in Europe with 58 characters. It was originally a 19th century publicity stunt by a local tailor, and the extended name was crafted basically to draw railway travelers. It translates roughly to St. Mary's Church in the hollow of the White Hazel, near a swirling whirlpool in the Church of St. Cecilio by the Red Cave. Please give a round of applause for our contestants tonight, and a round of applause for yourselves. The team with the most points tonight is E equals MC Hammered.
Nice.
They got every question right.
What?
Where are you? E equals MC Hammered. All right. Team that got the most points is not the only team we give prizes to here at Fax Machine, because we also want to recognize the team that learned the most. And tonight, there was a tie for that. We've had a coin flip in the back, and the team that learned the most with 1 point was Corny and Horny. There we go. So that was the guy who said semen earlier when the answer was rain.
There
These
is
are
a higher
educational,
power.
and they will certainly
This
help
is
you, sir.
perfect.
Thank you all so much for playing. Please give yourselves another round of applause. Oh, papers.